Oh my god, I'm back. And got a new toy. Woo! So it's Rick and Morty. It's awesome. I've been waiting like a year for this to get here. I think this is like all the factory fixes and stuff have been done kind of on this one. But let's just start from scratch here and start kind of running through what the heck this game's about. I am still learning it myself, so I'm going to keep referring back to the Tilt Forums rule sheet on this for some of the stuff. However, let's start with the basics. First of all, it's a 3-flipper game. You got 2 lowers and 1 upper right flipper there. Made by Scott Danesi, who also did Total Nuclear Annihilation. The rules were done by him, Eric Pripke, and Bowen Kieran's. So pretty solid rule set. I wouldn't say it's finished by any stretch of the imagination, but I would say it's a lot further along than lots of quote-unquote early release games. The fact that this has had code updates for the past like years, I'm pretty stoked that I got like a little bit later, but not super late in the run. But yeah, so gameplay features. You have a right orbit that goes around and a left orbit that goes around to a garage. Now the garage shot, what it is it's sort of like a scoop with a subway that runs down and leaves a ball here at all times. So it works kind of like a portal. So you shoot the ball in there, it detects the ball has gone in, and then basically immediately will kick a ball out down here. Pretty cool. Left ramp goes up behind the backboard, runs along, and then comes out. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Maybe not. But it comes out down that right orbit. So it feeds the right flipper. So the right flipper, its usage is basically shooting 2 shots. The garage shot, which I mentioned, as well as the inner orbit. Now the inner orbit loops around, comes around to the same spot, feeds the right flipper. And then right beside that you have sort of a horseshoe shaped, they call it a Danesi lock 2.0. But basically what it is you lock a ball in there, a drop target comes up, and then you can knock that ball around in that horseshoe. And then there's a little stand-up that comes up in the middle at the back once you've locked a second ball. So that's for one of the multi-balls. I think it's like a Groflamite multi-ball or something like that. Sorry, I just have to reply to this. Okay. Anyways, did I get additional leg protectors? Yes, I did, Ramrod. And on top of that, I can actually show you because I have the camera here. I also got. It's a little bit tough to see. Hang on, let me turn on my flashlight on my phone. I did get the butter cab, and it is so hard to capture how cool this looks on camera. I didn't really believe people when they're like, it's really tough to capture on camera. It is. It's basically like a playfield, that awesome gloss. Let me see if I can get like kind of like that angle maybe. Yeah. Oh. Woo. Woo. But yes. So one of the early issues, as Ramrod has pointed out, is me positioning cameras. Yeah, it's like a shiny car. It totally is. But as he pointed out, one of the issues that they recently had, which I think mine's fixed, was they had a like faulty batch of legs. So they were kind of digging into the sides of the game. Really unfortunate. I feel bad for the people that's happened to. Mine were standing out pretty nice, the metal standouts, and I put plastic ones on top of that. And then some purple nylon washers between the bolts and the legs. So I think I'm rock solid, but we'll see. I also just finished this morning putting in quiet fan kit. You absolutely have to do that on a spooky game. I don't know why they don't just do it from the factory, because their factory power supply fans are so loud. Like, Stern games are like, they're pretty bad, but they're on and off and you don't really notice them as much. Because they're always on spooky games, they're like so loud. So that's awesome. That's quiet now. I put in an HDMI splitter for my direct video capture. If the video freezes at all, let me know. I can't really do too much about it other than resetting the game. I haven't had any resets with regards to the game code or anything, which I know some people have said. So fingers crossed. I also don't have that issue going forward. I put in a Pinovators audio headphone jack. However, I fucked up when I ordered and didn't get the bill receiver thing, so I just have it sitting inside the cabinet, which might just leave it in there. I put it in the coin box and it's kind of out of the way, but to install that fan is like, it's not super easy. It's like, it's relatively easy. It's just, it's kind of a pain in the ass because you can't really easily manipulate that power supply, but it is doable. It took me probably like 45 minutes, an hour, and all you really need is a small fine tip, like a Phillips 1 or something like that, screwdriver. And the only thing I would say is be 100% aware that there is a hidden screw underneath a sticker, and that will, like, you'll be like, why isn't it coming apart? And it's just that. So yeah, in terms of shots, some of the people on Pinside and stuff have been like, oh my god, my shots don't line up, blah blah blah. More or less, I think mine's pretty good. I'm not gonna tweak it just yet. If I find after playing it for a while that I'm like, yeah, that one's not really connecting the way it should, then I'll start making some adjustments. But I can hit the garage relatively consistently. I can hit the Meeseeks inner loop relatively consistently, and I think there isn't a shot on the game that I'm like, I can't make that. With the exception of the right orbit, I have a really hard time hitting it, and I think that's just a lower left flipper adjustment. But okay, so let's kind of get into the like rules and regulations. So basically, your goal is to hit the left or right ramp to light the adventures, shoot the center scoop to start your adventures, and your adventures all have different things. Some of them are timed, some of them are like shot based. Along with that, you're trying to jump to alternate dimensions via, when you hear them say like portal ready, you'll see the right orbit and just by the left upper right flipper shooting to the left. So basically 2 garage shots will hit the portal. That will take you to another dimension where you can collect mega seeds. Mega seeds are kind of like bonus multipliers. Really, I wouldn't even call them multipliers. I would just call them bonus, because you need to collect the mega seeds to get bonus. Otherwise, you don't get any bonus as far as I'm aware. What else do you have? Anti-gravity power, that's charged up via a secondary flipper button. It's basically a magna save. However, it functions a little differently in that its goal is not to hold the ball and like safely bring it down. The goal with it is to sort of like grab it and slingshot it back out into play. It's very tricky. I have a hard time with it, but I'm getting better. Sorry, I was just kind of in a not great position. You have your Beth, Summer, and Jerry targets, which I have to look up here exactly what those do. Okay, so once all 3 targets are hit, they'll qualify mystery award at the center scoop. There's also a Rick target just above the left 3 bank. Very tough to see. You maybe even can't. Yes, you can. Okay, so just on this camera, the lower part of it, there's 3 targets. Whoop, there we go. There's 3 targets on the left, and then just to the right of that is a Rick target. Still trying to 100% figure out what the Rick targets do in all scenarios, because they seem to have certain things that, like, if you're in this mode and you hit a Rick target, it will trigger this extra thing. Thank you for the follow, Ramrod. Okay, and those Rick targets, I don't know where the other ones are. That might be the only one, to be honest. Those Rick targets will give you the most Rick award at the end of the game if you collect the most of them. It's like one of the mini high scores. Okay, so to charge the anti-gravity MagnaSave type thing, they have a Flooble crank, which is, it's a little tough to see how this thing works, but just to the left of the right ramp, there's not a post there. There is a... It's a little hard to describe what it is. It's like a wire form that's like this shape, like it goes up, over, and down. And then when you hit that, it moves the whole thing, which then hits a captive ball up at the top of it, which is right here. You can kind of see it in the window up there. Very, very tough to see. It is there, I promise you. So hitting that does two things. It lights your locks for your Danesi Lock 2.0, and it also charges your anti-gravity. What else do we have in here? Super Jackpot is always going to be the garage shot. Sometimes it lets you hit it with the right orbit, maybe just the first one, and then after that you can only collect them from the left garage shot, the left outer left orbit. Though to call it an orbit's not really accurate, it's just kind of a shot. And what else? I don't know what this noob shot is. It's very tough to see that as well. It's like center of this camera, and here. I don't know what that noob shot does. It has some function, so let's check that out. It scores the skill shot at the start of the ball, so that's one of the skill shots. The super skill shot is to shoot the garage. I think you can do a lot of things where you like hit the inner loop and loop it around and loop it around, and you can keep building up your super skill shot and your super jackpot. So that's one of the uses there. Noob. I don't know. I think it's just basically sort of like a skill shot stand-up. And I think beyond that, I'm just going to have to keep playing to figure stuff out. Before I get going here, I want to point out two features that I've added to my stream. They're completely pointless, but they're awesome. The first one is this, and you can redeem these with channel points. I don't know if I have my channel point thing set up to reward enough, frequently enough, whatever. So I may tweak that, but one of them is this. That's my old dog. Rest in peace, buddy. I love you. And the other one is this, an instant replay.
Hey. That's my old dog. Rest in peace, buddy. I love you. And the other one is this, an instant.
That's so stupid, so pointless. And I spent way too long programming it, but it's fun and I love it. Okay, so let's get into it here. My goal is almost always going to be off the plunge to hit the garage shot because it awards the most. I think you can, like I said, loop the inner orbit and then hit it, but I'm not that good. So let me know if the volume between the game and me needs to be changed at all, but let's get into it.
One fucking Morty. All right, good start. Get some, Morty. Burger time. I have faith in you.
Woo! So one thing I forgot to point out was the slam save you can get off of this pop bumper. It's a little bit hard to intentionally do. I might actually turn this down for me. It's really loud. Pretty hard to get a slam save off of that, but it is doable.
Yeah, feel great. Lit.
Ooh-wee. Hey, I like that immortality feel.
I believe Bird Person can arrange that.
All right.
And this is gonna be awesome.
Whirly
I gotta hand it
dirly
to you,
mode.
Jared. This was a solid idea. Woo! Whirly dirly! Yeah! Yeah, immortality field!
So the modes are pretty straightforward here. You're gonna want to hit the flashing shots, which is easier said than done. Alright, there's my first lock. God, that spinner rips so hard on this game. I love it. Ah. I also need to put in some anti-rattle tape in the glass. The subwoofer in this game isn't ported the way it is on TNA, and it just rattles the ever-loving piss out of the whole game.
Morty, the portal's open. Let's go.
Okay, so I need to light a lock, I need to light an adventure, and I also need to hit the portal. Being that I have a hard time hitting the portal shot on the right, that's what I'm gonna actually focus on just so I can get better at it. I'll find it. One day. Maybe not today, but I'll find it.
All right, head to the garage and we'll go to another dimension.
It's something useful, you fuckface.
Ah,
Magazines are just a garage away.
Here we go, another adventure. Classic Rick and Morty right here.
yeah. Really struggling to hit that portal shot on the right. Oh, Roy is a great mode. So chill. So this mode, you can make good choices or bad choices. Good choices are green shots, I believe.
Roy was a polite young man, respectful to all, and a good student in school.
Hey there, I'm Mr. BC.
Let's see.
Roy should really hit one of the lit shots. Roy was very active at school. He joined the football team and student council.
Ooh, spicy. I'm gonna try and get my lock lit here.
Hey, Morty, the lock is lit.
Very good.
Hey, mystery is lit down.
Ah,
Columbus is not recreating a terrible internet meme. Roy ran himself over with his own car.
that's fair.
What? 6 adventures down.
Okay, not a great first game, but we'll get into it. Gotta warm up. Also, I just got this
one
game set up
screw turn,
yesterday, so
and 2 screw turns. And
Let's get started, huh?
Lizard Morty. Okay, so you're also assigned a random Morty at the beginning. I don't know if there's anything that like this Morty can do this better or whatever. I don't think there's anything like that there. Maybe, but not to my knowledge.
You got noob. Skill shot complete. Okay, job well done. Now let's get to the car.
Oh, that is brutal. I want to check one thing. Yeah, so I think the sound should be pretty balanced. It's hard for me to tell because of the like how bassy this game is right now. I'll have to do some tweaking with that. Come on.
Head to the garage and we'll go to another dimension. Oh, immortality feels good.
I find from playing yesterday, it really takes me a while to get warmed up onto the shots on this, but once you do, it's a lot of pretty satisfying shots in this.
Oh, great, I can walk a ball.
Lion Man! Or whatever. Who wants to take a poke at my man Spine Eater here?
I'm also not too sure on backhanding. Apparently that is a thing I can do. Very cool.
Shoot for what's purple. Those are the important bits right now. Come on, you gotta focus on this purple shot. Nice and easy. Yeah, that's
Ugh. Regaining control on this game is absolutely crucial.
All right.
Getting multi-ball in this would really, really help me. So I am absolutely gonna try and get that. Oh, come on! I did get it. I did get the slam save. It doesn't start a timer if you get the slam save, so it's very hard to tell if you've gotten it. Get in there, come on. Oh, that was not a slam save. So modes do not carry over from ball to ball. If you drain out, it just finishes the mode with whatever points you got in the mode at that point. Right now, I really, really desperately need to light an adventure before I get into that scoop. Fuck. Or not.
Oh, I wish I could have that.
Free card stamp's pretty good.
we're bringing the multi-ball.
So I don't know if I can light an adventure in here right now and like start an adventure while I'm in the multi-ball. I think I can. Ah, fuck. So I got an add-a-ball there from hitting the Flubel crank enough. Gave me a ball save too, which was desperately needed. There's my adventure lit. I don't think I can actually start one though. So I have portal lit right now. I can hit the portal. I have super jackpot lit.
Working hard on this positive reinforcement crap here.
Yeah, I missed you, BC.
Oh, so close to super there.
Grandpa's counting on you, Morty. Don't fuck it up. Trick pot. What a poor use of a bunch of balls.
Woo! A successful Magna save there. So that does confirm I can't start a mode.
Why don't you find a button on one of those keyboards and lay down some kind of beat?
I can't start a mode while I'm in that multi-ball, but you can carry a mode into the multi-ball if you start a multi-ball and then go into it. So I'm missing like every shot in here, but I didn't die.
Disqualified.
So that was my ending there. Yes, this is the 100% adult setting. I might end up putting it down a little bit because bleeps are pretty funny. And I think I might have to at some point today. We'll see. I might have to adjust that left flipper. Hitting that portal shot is just so hard. And by looking at it, the left flipper is slightly higher than my right. I don't know if you can actually see that.
Show me what
Probably
you
can a
got.
little bit. So I have the power generation champ, which is from hitting the Flubel crank.
A cocky Morty can lead to some big problems. Fire! Pull up, Morty, pull up, pull up!
I really like how this game has super long animation sequences. They're not necessary at all, but they're awesome, and they're animated really well.
That's good for you, huh? Balls
You can
everywhere,
skip
just
all of
bouncing
them.
balls off of everything. You're
Welcome aboard, fellow Morty.
But I'm enjoying watching them right now, so. There we go.
Man, that's a super skill shot. Wow.
I find the other thing, rolling shots on this game do not work well. You have to really trap up. This will be your first pin. Any tips for setup, things to have? I mean, if you don't plan on streaming, you don't need the headphone kit. You don't need to worry about direct video capture. And even if you did stream it, you don't need those things. They're just nicer. In terms of like gameplay and stuff, preferentially you may want to change your flipper rubbers. I like Titans. I haven't put any on this yet, and I will, but I haven't put them on yet. A lot of people don't like that bounce of them. They like the more dead bounce of like super bands. That's something you can try out. It's a pretty cheap change that you can make to see if it changes the game for you. Assuming you don't have any like game issues like fixing lanes and stuff like that. Shouldn't have any issues aside from leg protectors. I would absolutely get leg protectors. They're cheap. For people who don't know what I'm talking about. This is a leg protector. It's just a little piece of plastic and it goes in between the leg and the game and helps protect it.
You did want to play, didn't you?
I would recommend getting the Quiet Fan Kit. It's from Pinball Monk. And it's just basically a cheap sun-on fan with the right cable put onto it, and it's a maglev fan versus the traditional fan. Really quick, easy install in terms of like the actual install, but getting the case open for the power supply is a little bit of a pain in the ass. So, and I bought 2 of these, one for my TNA, one for this. Ugh, go back in the case.
Launch this adventure already.
But yeah, there's not a lot of stuff that you really need to like worry too much about. Where did I get it from? Pinball Life. Oh, no garage for you. Yeah, Pinball Life is great. They've got lots of stuff for Rick and Morty. That...
To Anatomy Park. You really should check out Pirates of the Pancreas.
Okay, so this one I'm trying to spell out letters by hitting the different shots. Give me that.
Death fuckers. Yeah.
As I need to hit these ramps, pretty crucial that I trap up.
This is taking longer than I expected. Here, let me make it easier.
See, he gives me extra shots there, which is cool. No.
Maybe we'll have better
That's
luck
hard.
with it's a small
That's a really
intestine.
hard shot to
Glasses
make.
half full.
This game has a lot of challenging shots. Also, in terms of setup, what I would recommend, use an Android phone There's an app called Pinball Leveler. This is what it looks like. Kind of tough to see, but there is a, yeah, there it is. There's a little like X. So you set what degree you want it at. I set my games at 7. I like a steeper game. You may find you want to set it at 6.5, 6. But basically you set your phone down, you calibrate it to flat, and then you put it on the playfield, not on the glass, the playfield itself. And that'll help you get it leveled side to side as well as up and down. It has an audio call out thing if it's like left, right, whatever. So you can do it yourself.
You can't lose right away if you don't play, you know?
I would say that is one of the biggest things that you can do to make a game play better is to set it up correctly. It means your shots are going to go where you want them to. The drains are going to be as they're designed. And not just kind of unfair straight down the middle drains. 9 times out of 10 when a game has straight down the middle drains, it's because it wasn't set up properly. So yeah, that's a pretty awesome thing to. It's cheap too, as in free, I think. Hey, I got that portal shot. Oh my god, no!
I don't mind this dimension.
I was so excited that I finally got that portal shot. I forgot it comes out right away. But yeah, so that's
Hands in the air!
What the hell, man?
that's definitely
You guys
something you
doing a
can
little
do.
chemistry homework with Grandpa?
Is this what I think it is?
Bootleg portal fluid.
Oh yeah!
One fucking Morty is as good as another. Oops, I mean, you're very special, little Morty.
I'm Mr. Missy! Look at me!
Oh no!
I believe in you, little Morty! We're all in this together!
Sad, very sad. I have a really hard time with not going for that. So off of that upper flipper, I often try to get. The center scoop or the lock shot off of the upper flipper. I think it's doable, but it's also a very rattly shot.
Oh shoot, now look, it's like a Where's Waldo page.
So this one, I believe I'm just trying to kill a certain amount of parasites. Yep, so making X amount of shots. I don't think this round times out. I think it will keep going until you complete it. This is the kind of mode you want to be getting a multi-ball in. Oh no. Thought I had it, man. I thought I had it. Oh.
You gotta admit, Morty, 5 adventures.
So you still get an adventure completion. I don't know if that's a quote unquote completion or if it's actually a completion, because I see here in the playfield we have green, yellow, and then this one's kind of lightly lit. I don't know if those stamps from my adventure card are like if you actually complete the modes you get a different color for it. I do know once you complete your adventure card, you get to pick the next adventure, which is cool because there's a couple quote unquote secret adventures in there.
Head to the garage and we'll go to another dimension!
Oh no. So I also.
We got 1 screw turn and 2 screw turns and lots to do, Morty.
So I
Buckle
also
up.
don't know if I need to hit light adventure multiple times or go through a portal to get into some of the adventures. I've never gotten past the 6th adventure, so
You can
we'll
do
have
it,
to
Morty.
see. But it kind of seemed like I had to make a portal shot after lighting the adventure.
Really should pick up Pirates of the Pancreas. Get it turned on.
The plumbus is jostled. The plumbus is dangerously close to detecting a tilt now.
What the actual fuck was that for? Okay, now go to the ship. This will take all day. See if this helps. Pee. That entire river is made of pee. Nice. Love this ride, Morty.
So hitting shots, I'm spelling things out.
Mystery is lit now. That's cool.
So I can get a mystery and a multi-ball going here if I can just hit the damn scoop.
A, as in AA, Captain.
Whoop. Oh. No! Oh, it gave it to me, thankfully. No!
He's got no charge left, Morty. Damn it, nobody ever gave it a chance.
Oh, it was so close there. Things were stacking up.
Congratulations, Morty. You're halfway to being respectable.
Okay, I need to get an adventure lit before I get into that scoop, or I'm pooched.
Whoa, my lord, who are you?
Mortality field saved you, so get your shit together.
Oh, come on. It should give me that. It should give me that back. Yeah, I do suck, Wolf, man. Thanks, buddy. This game is brutal. It's fucking brutal. George, don't panic flip. Happy post-Halloween to you as well. How am I not ridiculously hungover? Well, what we did is we pulled this trick last night. This sweet trick where you turn all the lights off and you just wait for kids to come up and you open the door and you go, "It's a pandemic, go home!" No, we didn't. But we literally had no kids come out, so it is, it was a very quiet evening. Thank you for Rick and Morty.
And away we go.
You can only watch me in 480p? That's pretty bad, dude. That's pretty bad. Okay, so I have 2 balls locked. I need to hit a ramp. I need to light an adventure. And this game is just going to give me the pain instead. So, trapping up on this game is like the #1 way to not suck forever.
Jump to another dimension.
I have no... Okay. However, I have hit a couple rolling shots in this game that worked out pretty well, so...
Morty, the portal
Get up
open.
there,
Let's go.
come on! No. My god, it's so hard. So hard. Also, it doesn't help that my left
Show me
flipper
what you
needs to be
got.
adjusted slightly. You know what? I might actually just quickly do that right now. So from the factory, my left flipper was like slightly higher. Not like substantially,
Go
but
breaking arm,
slightly.
jerking yourself off.
I am just jerking. Yeah. Hey, so we'll let this match sequence end here, but I gotta tell you guys about my new channel features. So as you just seen, Luca redeemed one of them. It's Doggo Rain.
Next time
It's,
Ask Me seeks for help. They enjoy fixing dumb, simple problems.
It's my old dog turned into a rain of dogs. Let's get another one going. So good. The other thing that I have is this. Okay, so I'm gonna do something zany, just so that I can then hit.
So good. The other thing that I have is this. Okay, so I'm gonna do something zany, just so that I can then hit.
Ooh, I love me some instant replay. So that is the other new thing that you can redeem on my channel. Let me know if you feel that I need to crank up the I sound so much better. Let me know if I need to crank up how often rewards come up for coins and shit.
I sound so much better. Let me know if I need to crank up how often rewards come up for coins.
It's just, yeah, you just want to hear that version of the voice. That's that's totally doable.
You just want to hear that version of the voice. That's totally doable.
I love it. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, I'm gonna grab a nut driver real quick to loosen this off. Yeah. Fuck it. I don't know where my nut driver is. I don't know where my nut driver is. But yeah, so pretty awesome that that's a thing that you can do. Thanks, George. You have a good one, man. Like I feel like when I got that set up, I was like, okay, everything changes now. Loosen off. Too much. So, the way to adjust these flippers is to use these little holes. Can you guys see this still? You can't. Let me slide this back in. Okay, so the way you do this, there's a couple holes right here. You stick a toothpick in them, and wow, that's perfect. Hey, damn, that's perfect. So you stick a little toothpick in the hole, and then you put the flippers against it. It's very, very simple, very straightforward. And I don't know why I was putting off doing that fix. I know, I'm lazy. Oh no. Oh no. No, it's okay. I was loosening it more. So, how'd you guys enjoy your Halloween? Wolfman, what did you do? I know what Luca did. Because he's got COVID. Legit. Pour one out for Luca, aka Bahi. He's got COVID. And he's on quarantine. So we watched some boxing. Toot, 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 toot. All right, I think that is tight enough, and hopefully it doesn't move. If it does move, it doesn't matter. Just move it back. Once I hear it, I gotta hear it again, you know? It's just too good. Okay, let's get back into it. And hopefully I'll play better because my flippers are adjusted properly. And actually, you know, I'm not gonna do it right now, and it does look correct, but I may end up adjusting this upper flipper just a bit, just so I can make that garage shot a little bit easier. I think it's not quite dialed in yet. There's two schools of thought here. Might be a little bit tough to see, but you have a plastic. The plastic runs a certain direction, and then the flipper sits out from that just a hair. There's another plastic that kind of borders the flipper. That plastic, it is sitting just a bit out from that. So potentially, I may want to actually tilt it back in so it's running parallel to both of those. However, I'm not going to, because I'm lazy. Because I'm lazy! Okay, let's do it.
And now we fight against gravity.
Dog Morty. Okay, let's see. So I adjusted that flipper. Let's see if I can make that portal shot on the right now. What? That was not... That was pathetic.
You, little Morty. We're all in
Also,
this
I'm
together.
pretty sure it's kind of fucked right now. I need to tighten that up a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna actually grab a nut for that. Enjoy the game for a second.
You're wasting my time, shitface.
I try to save myself time sometimes, and it doesn't save time. It spends time.
Let's get moving. We can do this, Morty.
Infinite dimensions, but not infinite time. Let's go already. Lock and flip. This dimension seems pretty safe. Look, mega seats.
I can live with that. You go ahead and do your ball search. You'll come up empty-handed.
Morty. We have to get back home so I can charge my portal gun, Morty.
Shoot the scoop to try an adventure. We don't usually die.
I have faith in you. Shoot the scoop to start an adventure, Morty.
I don't know why that's letting me tighten that so much.
You know what's better than doing nothing? Anything.
What say you? Should I fix this flipper or not? It's pretty close. I don't know. Like, so this is where it is.
Morty, don't fuck it up.
That's where I think it needs to be. I don't know if it's worth it. Maybe I can like just pry it over enough to. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Adventure, Morty. Get something useful, motherfucker. You can do it, Morty.
Morty, come on! Working hard on this positive reinforcement crap here.
Okay, I think I'm gonna just mess with that later.
Morty,
It's gonna be a little bit of a hassle to get it up and past the stream stuff, so I'm just like not gonna do it.
Shoot the scoop, Morty!
I was fixing one of my flippers.
Away we go!
Well, I fixed it, but then I didn't tighten it enough, so I had to refix it. The double fix. This lock bar is the most finicky lock bar I've ever
Let's get this ball going!
encountered. And I don't know why.
Come on, don't be scared, Morty. It's gonna be all right.
I'm a dog. I'm a dog, Morty.
Jeez, maybe I should get a different Morty.
Okay, we're still lined up. Let's go. Come on. No! How is that still loose? Okay. I do not understand how that flipper is not tightening up.
You guys doing a little chemistry?
We're gonna do this right, so this might get a little messy for a second. Okay, so there's one ball that sits in here all the time. It's actually safe.
I will make efforts to prevent this, but can promise nothing.
It's actually safe to flip up the game with that one in there. However, all the ones in here, I'm going to move out. And what I'll do, 480p was too much. You're on 360 now. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I willingly watched something in 480p and 360p. Like that's like something else. On today's episode of Behind the Music. This portal gun in the shooter lane is pretty cool. But it's also really in the fucking way. I didn't think I was going to be doing a tech stream today, but apparently I am. Okay, I'm going to have to move a few things slightly. This is still too much with the Steam download. Okay, to treat it like an audiobook. Yeah, that's great. Okay, can I clear playfield camera? That's the real question. No-ish. Yes-ish. Hooray-ish. Cool. Okay, so while I have this up, I am also going to be doing... Hey, let's brighten this one up. That's kind of dark. Webcam. Look at you, webcam. Being such a webcam. Okay, so. Why is that all like lagged out? What a crappy camera. So I have my two flippers up here. And my lower flipper right here. Whoop, 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 whoop. It makes that sound when you use it. So I need to just loosen the posts here. I need to tighten that post there. So I'm going to do that first. With this. Oh my god. It's such a hard to reach spot.
What about the reality where Hitler cured cancer, Morty? The answer is don't think about it.
Now I don't know why, but it really seemed like this flipper nut was not tightening down. Like it just kept on going and going and going and going and going. But I think it's just because, again, I got tired of twisting, so I said screw it. But I think it's okay now. Allow me to gag as Twitch only has 360 and 160 with no between. Ooh, enjoy your 160p, friendo. Okay, so now for... can I get behind here? I don't even know if I can. I'm gonna loosen that. Also, I apologize if I'm like super close to any cameras. And you can see up my nose or something. But you can deal with it. What I was doing right there is just leaning my head in to check the lineup of that. I could have done it from above, but I didn't because I didn't want to flip down my playfield. Also, this thing is being a super brat. Was it a good replay? I didn't see it. Oh no. Okay. I think I know the problem here. Okay, so the issue as to why it wasn't tightening up. A lot of games, they're not really a captive nut. So you have a nut here and a bolt going through. They're not really ever a captive bolt in there where the nut is free spinning and the bolt isn't. But they often act like that because of the binding. However, Spooky appears to use a washer in there that is quite smooth instead of a lock washer, which would have been big brain time, but that's okay. I can deal with it. I can fix it. My dad's a TV repairman. He's got an excellent set of tools. Okay, that's the place I want to be. I've double checked. I've done the math. I've checked the stats. And now I will attempt to tighten the thing. It looks like it's tightening the thing. Okay. Cool beans. Now, it was awful. Sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. Everything is in the way. All right, I am happy with where those are at. So now, let's tighten that thing up. Do all the things. Whew. Why are you the way you are? That one's being stubborn. So this is a prime example of what I'd like to call a pish poor design. It's not really that bad, but the fact that they chose to use washers and the fact that they chose to use hex head nuts there with no external like sides just knurling has made it extremely frustrating to hold them in place while tightening them. So I would say that's not a very good design choice. I just cannot get that to tighten back up. That is extremely frustrating. Also, the other thing about making that choice is, positionally speaking, positionally speaking, it's almost impossible to get a hex head in there. I mean, I guess I would have to use a 5/32 like angled hex bit to get in there, which I probably have one somewhere. I only have a metric one and I don't know if it's gonna work. Probably not. Hey America, get on metric. It's pretty neat. Alright, is going to be close enough. Okay, cool. I think I have secured it, and this is fixed. Everything is fixed. Hopefully. Hopefully. Let's do one without the glass on. It's gonna get loud. Let's put the balls in. This game really messed me up when I picked it up because it says install 4 balls, but then beside that it says install 1 ball in second trough. I had no fucking clue what the second trough was, but you have to put 1 ball in there. You can apparently put 5 balls into the regular trough and it'll just it'll keep the first one you shoot into the garage locked, but yeah. Okay.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, it's holding up.
Lucas, we can do this!
So, that's what pinball's all about, fixing things.
Get off the sex robot, Morty. We've got shit to do.
I love that episode with Morty and the sex robot. It's so funny. Luca, how much of your downloads do you have left?
Go already!
Hey, you can't lose right away if you don't play, you know?
85 minutes? Jesus.
Ooh, boy. It's not like we eventually grow old and die or anything.
I don't know, you know, maybe we'll leave this camera up here. How's that? That might actually be better. I had it down low, but I don't think we want that.
Go!
Yeah, something like that. And then let's make this go like that. Ish. Maybe a bit more?
Jeez, maybe I should get a different Morty.
Cool, streaming is
Get off
hard.
the sex robot, Morty. We've got shit to do.
It is so easy now to hit that shot.
Yes, fuckers! Yeah!
Oh my god.
We're charged up and can jump to another dimension.
Yeah, I figured, Luca. I still need to catch up on the last episode of Supernatural.
Use the ship now.
I love me some Supernatural, and I'm really kind of sad it's going away, but I'm also like, it's been 15 seasons, and I'm like, I'm fine with them
It's go
shutting it down.
time.
They'll probably come up with some piece of crap spin-off.
Ooh-wee. I like that immortality field.
Okay.
I got 1 screw turn and 2 screw turns.
I
And
almost
It's gonna be a
feel
great time.
like
You'll see.
I almost feel like I maybe need to take that flipper like all the way back. I left a little bit of a gap, but it's good for hitting that. But the garage just, I don't know. My lower left flipper feels like bang on now. But that, to me, like that felt like it should have been garage. I don't know.
You can't leave us here. You're killing us. You hear me? Come back. You gotta come back. Change your mind.
Grandpa's
Is this a
counting on you,
roving
Morty.
shot?
Fuck it up.
Not like it matters. There is times when I'm not sure, like, so like Light Adventure lights up and I'm like, I don't know, I'm in an adventure now, so is that part of my shot for it or what? Like, to me the arrows are dictating what your shots are. Shit. Yep.
Morty, the portal's open. Let's go.
Okay, so now I know I can hit the portal on the right a little bit more consistently. That's a much better shot for me to
Nice, you've got
make.
the juice to jump to dimension.
Oh, come on. I thought that was going to knock it over. Yeah, like I said, I still have a hard time figuring out, like, so like Light Adventure is lit, but I already hit one Light Adventure shot and I wasn't in an adventure.
Super skill shit. That immortality feels like your best friend.
Easy, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No.
No jumping in the sewer.
Right, adventure time.
Okay, so I have to hit a bunch of adventures. How long have I had it? Exactly 1 day. Actually, less than 1 day. I had set up at like 5 yesterday, so like 19 hours.
It's your adventure, you know, make it your
Basically,
own,
I've like
okay?
had to like do a lot of like tweaking and stuff to get things sort of dialed in, and I feel like things are basically there now, except for this right flipper hitting the garage. I'm still iffy on. I did hit it last time, so maybe I just need to work on my timing with that. See, like that, I think I was obviously too early, but like it didn't feel like I was
You can
too
do it,
early.
Morty. Come on. Working hard on this positive reinforcement crap
Also, the lower right flipper might be a little bit off too. I'm finding I'm not getting it onto the ramp.
here. Adventure's ready.
Yeah, the lower left flipper, I've got it feeling good.
Hit the sack, Jack.
Though it really is important on this game to trap up.
Very sensitive.
We need some goddamn mega seeds, Morty.
Doing rolling shots just doesn't seem to work well on this game. Too late that time. Can you post pass from both sides? Not really. Kind of. So it's a very like tricky one to get off of both sides. you can kind of do it. I actually, oddly enough, find the left side easier than the right, because if your right side, if your right side is off by just a little bit, you can end up into the pop bumper, which is
Purple shots, come on! You
really
gotta kill
tricky.
these parasites, Morty.
okay. I should actually focus on this mode for a second.
Focus on the purple shots! Focus! Keep firing!
But yeah, again, like, I mean, maybe I'm finding the right side harder because that flipper isn't right where I need it to be.
They have to be destroyed. Okay, now go to the ship. Time to go. Come on.
Oh, nice shot there, Morty. Oh, yeah.
Yeah!
God, that spinner's satisfying.
Focus on the purple shots! Focus!
Fuck. Yeah, so like I feel like
4 more to go. Nice to know you're taking this seriously.
I feel like looking at like the toothpick holes on it and comparing where the left one is and feels like good compared to the right, it almost feels like the right needs to come up, which, let me try making this ramp again from the right flipper at a trap.
Head to the garage and we'll go to another dimension.
Trying to think about ball physics from a trap is kind of tricky. Ah. But yeah, so if I'm like, yeah, I have to see which post I'm hitting on the
You
ramp.
guys doing a little chemistry? Let's get this party started.
Look at me.
You'll be alright. The immortality field saved you.
Jesus,
Jostling the plumbus is not advised.
What are you doing?
just trying to get it down to a trap is like off the plunge is like pretty tricky. That spinner is like feeling really good on that flipper right now, though.
Alright, head to the
Okay.
garage and we'll go to another dimension.
Time to use the fun little feature here to see what happens. And of course, it works the time
Just
I
a garage away.
don't need it to. But I don't know. I mean, that felt right.
Head to the garage and we'll go to another dimension.
When the plumbus is jostled, the chumbles are agitated.
Oh, look at those muscles you're using.
Okay, I'm gonna do an instant replay off of this to see what it's doing and if I need to go
Doing nothing, anything.
lower or higher, if anything. No, that something's
We're charged up. We can jump to another dimension.
off. If I can't do a post transfer from both sides, then I should be able to.
Whoa, my lord, who
And
are
like
you?
looking at it, like they look like they're about the same. Like the corner of the sling and that post below the pop. But I made that ramp a couple times, which throws me off. Like, did it adjust itself?
Morty, the portal's open. Let's go.
No, it's like, it's definitely not doing what it needs to do. But I don't know.
One screw turn.
So if I'm going
and
high,
2 screw turns.
it means I'm hitting too far down, which would mean it would need to come up slightly, which is what my initial thought was. Like, I'm talking like
Not gonna give
like
you
a
false
millimeter,
confidence,
like
Morty.
it's
No
tiny.
participation trophies
And I don't
in
know
this
that it's
dimension.
worth me
Sucked big time.
struggling with that. And I also, if I'm consistently hitting the loop, I feel like that flipper is set where it needs to be. I'm just gonna roll with it the way it is. And if I do anything, I'm going to bring this lower right flipper up just the tiniest bit. Maybe the slingshot needs a slight movement. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I mean, I don't know how much wiggle room these ones are going to have. I'll tinker with that later. I don't want to spend too much time. I've already spent time tech streaming on this, but I think effectively, if I can move the sling, I could make it go clockwise just a bit. It would post transfer properly. If I could move the flipper up just a tiny bit, I think that would make me hit a little bit lower on the corner of this sling, which would make the post transfer a little easier there. And when I say easy, I don't mean like easy in terms of like cheating. Like I mean like easy in terms of like that's the way it was designed to work. Osric, why are you upset when you make the left ramp? I just got here. Oh, okay. So the reason I'm upset when I make the left ramp is that I felt like my lower right flipper, I'd been doing some flipper adjustments to get things dialed in, and I felt like my lower right flipper was not in the place it needed to be. But then I made like 3 ramp shots back to back, and I was like, okay, that throws things out because I can't post transfer off of the sling.
It's time to get riggedy rags.
But I can off of the lower left. I think some of it is like me learning the geometry of this game, but some of it is like it definitely requires a bit of tweaking to get it like feeling real good. Because when you make stuff on this game and it feels good, it feels real good. I love Roy. This is the best mode.
You make decide Roy's fate.
Okay, so I can make good shots or bad shots in this.
Whoa! Roy used his superior intellect and cunning to manipulate his teachers and parents to get his way.
Okay, so the red choices or orange choices are bad choices.
Get to the fucking car.
Oh, I'm Mr. Easy. Look at
Oh,
Extreme caution. Thomas, trying to impress a girl, Roy failed a bike jump over heavy traffic.
what the hell? Whoa, whoa.
I got it.
Oh. Extreme caution. Thomas trying to impress a girl. Roy failed a bike jump over heavy traffic.
Motherfucker.
That was a pretty good one. So yeah, for anybody who wants to redeem that with channel points, you can redeem that and get an instant replay anytime. It's awesome. Am I direct capturing? Yes, I'm direct capturing from the screen, and I'm also direct capturing audio. There's a little bit of bleed between this mic for me and the game audio. So if you find things are loud, quiet, blah, 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 just let me know. Okay. That sucks. I really love Roy. That's my favorite mode in this game.
And that's the way the news goes.
No, I think that might give me slam save, yeah. Slam save, it's hard to tell when you have it because it doesn't have a readout for it. At least if it doesn't that I know of.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me.
Look at me. See, I'm okay if I rattle around in a ramp shot like that because that doesn't feel like a brick. Oh, that spinner. Is that going to give me a slam save? No. What did I install for the capture? Just an HDMI splitter. I used the service outlet to power the HDMI splitter, and then just running from the board into the splitter, and then one out of the splitter into the display, and one into my direct capture, which is a Magewell card. And then for the audio, I have a Pinovator's headphone kit, and that's spliced into the game and all that jazz. And then I run from the headphone jack out of that into this camera, which then captures into my Magewell as well. Nope, nope. I mean, that shot feels too good for me to say that the lower right flipper is off. I don't know.
Mystery is lit.
I think you may have been onto something with moving this sling. I'm gonna check if I can get just a little bit of a wiggle on it.
Well, that works, I guess.
Also, after adjusting, whoa, okay, give me that back. No. After adjusting the upper right flipper, I actually can get into that scoop, which is pretty cool. So in regards to direct capture, it can be a little bit more cumbersome, but it can also be easier. In terms of this game, like, you don't need to get... So for Stern games, you need these. It's an LVDI to HDMI converter board. And you use an LVDI, or LVDS? LVDI, LVDS, one of those two. It's basically a shitty format. And basically you've got to convert that to HDMI, and it's super finicky because the connectors never really seat properly, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. So on Stern
Launch
games,
this adventure already.
really not great. It's doable, and I do it on my Black Knight and on my Maiden. I do it, and it's fine. But it's a pain in the ass to set it up. On spooky games, they literally use HDMI. The only problems you can run into is sometimes with HDMI on these spooky games, they don't actually come out in 1080p, so your capture card may have issues with it. Mine doesn't, so that's cool.
You're the best, Morty. You can do this.
But basically, you can buy an HDMI splitter for
Oh, wait, that immortality
10
field
bucks,
sure is nice.
20 bucks maybe. And if you've already got a capture card, you're good to go on direct streaming. And it saves you the cost of a camera, right? Woo! Lazarus! Ooh.
This Morty, you little piece of shit. Lick. Oh! Yeah, mystery is lit.
Woo! Love that shot. There's so many satisfying shots on this game.
Faith in you.
Hurry the fuck up.
It absolutely requires
Ew, this
that you be on
dimension
top of
seems
your
so bad.
game. Some of them are really spicy shots, but when you hit them, oh my god, do they feel good. Let's try to get some control. Oh, no!
Hey, mystery is lit now. That's
Do your ass moving or we're pretty fucked.
Oh my god.
we're halfway home. 5 down.
Oh my god, that spinner is so good. I think that might be my favorite spinner of all time.
Nice, we've got the juice to jump
Oh.
to dimensions. Morty, the portal's open. Let's go.
Okay, here we go. We're going on an adventure.
Okay, portal is ready. Let's try and get in there.
We're charged up and can jump to another dimension.
Oh no 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 no! That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, no problem. I mean, there's a lot of info out there. Some good resources are the Tilt forums and also Buffalo Pinball. made a Kevin from Buffalo Pinball made a little guide on setting up the LVDS to HDMI cards, everything you'll need to do that, a step-by-step guide. It's very helpful, very awesome. I would definitely recommend checking that out.
Get moving already! I'm not gonna do
And,
this for you!
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it's sort of like a one-time hassle. Like, what I did is I took, for my Stern games, I set up the LVDS converter and all that, and then I mounted in an HDMI extender, like a 6-foot HDMI extender, to run down from the back box and out of the game, so that when I connect up to my direct capture, I just plug into it. That definitely helps, but damn, that was a good ball one. Oh, come on. See, that's what I mean. That slam save is so hard to read whether or not you've got it. I know I didn't there, but sometimes it's like real spicy and I don't know if I'm actually like catching it. I would love to see some sort of a visual like in the display here that tells me if I got that slam save or not. Especially with how fast this game plays.
Hey there, I'm Mr. BC! I'm Mr. BC! Look at me!
I wonder if I can tap pass on this.
Nice. We've got
I'm
the juice
not
to something
great at
delicious.
tap passing, but
Turn myself into a pickle, Morty. I'm Pickle Rick.
oh fuck yeah.
I think we can use the ship now!
So I've got a few shots here. That's not one of them. Nor is that.
Alright!
This would probably be a good mode for me to get a multi-ball in, so that'd be cool. Ah, the one time I'm not. Ah, no! I was just getting pickly. You watch someone fry a few things installing extra things on Stern games. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Stern could solve all of these problems by doing two things from the factory, especially on premiums and LEs. I got a bunch of champ scores on this. Yeah. So they could solve a lot of problems, especially on the premiums and the LEs. For sure the LEs, but I think the premiums too. Is putting an HDMI port and a headphone out port on the game. I don't know why these premium games don't come from the factory with an awesome headphone kit built right into the Coin door.
Sometimes pinball is more luck than
I don't
skill.
know why it doesn't
Morty,
come with a
I'm not sure
headphone
either
out.
was on your side there.
I will give Jersey Jack that. Like, I think my Hobbit and my Dialed In, I don't have Dialed In anymore, but I think both of them came with headphone outs. It's a little thing, it's awesome. HDMI outs, it only really affects streamers, but like, even that's kind of a stretch, because like there's arcades that like they want to have a screen showing that stuff. Yeah, no, and I totally understand that, Swizzle. Like, I feel like they're trying to cut corners to bring down costs on the bill of material and the install costs and all that stuff, and less parts to keep in stock for replacements and fixing and all that stuff. There's a lot of real good economical answers to why they don't do that. But, you know, I feel like it should at least be an option. You know, like if I want to pay an extra $500 to put a headphone kit on, I mean, I don't even know how much I paid for those Pinnovators ones, but like they weren't super cheap. They're like a couple $100. But if I could get a factory installed, connected, all that stuff with nice jacks mounted on the, you know, back box or something where I could just connect in, that'd be a dream. Yeah, so here's the thing. Like, I think what Spooky did, yeah, Stern's attention is on toppers. I think what Spooky did with this game
Time to get riggedy rags
that
for
Stern
science.
wouldn't have done is Justin Roiland's callouts on this game, there are so many fresh callouts on this. Scott Dinesi's unique soundtrack that takes the Rick and Morty songs and makes them into like kind of pumping pinball music. Like Stern wouldn't have done either of those things. They would have done a unique soundtrack that was like, maybe it would have the main theme, but it wouldn't be like a cool version of the main theme. It would just be the main theme, which is cool, but not. It's not. It doesn't get me stoked, you know. So that's two places Stern would have done worse. Animation, it's tough to say. Would they have done the same thing? I don't know. I mean, we got David Van Ness did the content and animation. I don't know. Like Stern's, I really like Black Knight has great animations. Iron Maiden's okay. Basically, all the new games have great animations. But would it look like the show? Would it be the show, basically? Probably not. So, like, content-wise, I don't think Stern would have nailed it. Layout-wise, especially now, right now, with what kind of games have been coming out, I think they would have nailed a layout. The layout would have been fantastic. Not to say this is a bad layout. I think it's a good layout. It's just a difficult layout because it needs to be tweaked. And as Swizzle said, glad to see me enjoying it when it works. When it works is the key word, and I think the big part of that is like having the game really like tightly dialed in, which is tough when you're talking about a millimeter difference on a flipper, you know? The layout and the playfield art would have been better. Maybe. What it would have been is Zombie Eddie, which I know I'm in the minority here, but I'm fucking sick of Zombie Yeti. Can we get somebody else? There's so many people who make artwork. Can we get somebody else who does artwork, do playfields that isn't fucking Zombie Yeti? I love Zombie Yeti's style, but like I'm tired of it just being Zombie Yeti.
That's a pretty good award right there.
But the layout, yeah, I think Stern probably would have given a better shot map. It also depends who's on it, you know? Code-wise, I think this game would have much worse code with Stern. It would be a lot less complete, and there would be a lot less like frequent updates fixing things. You'd be living with, you know, shitty bugs for a lot longer than you do with this. Like watching them fixing bugs and patching the game over the past year has been pretty awesome for me. Eric Kripke is like super active on Pinside. He responds to comments. Like same thing with Scott. Like basically everybody's super active behind the scenes on this, which is really, to me, Stern should be doing the same thing, but they don't because people are assholes and they can't handle it. So like, are people such snowflakes at Stern that they can't take the criticisms and say like, hey, we're aware of this issue? You know, like, I don't need you to say we're fixing it tomorrow, but looking at Stern's code updates, I wouldn't expect that anyways. Black Knight's last update was like February. That game needs a few bug fixes. Maiden's been waiting on its last bug fix for like a year. Like, there's so many little minor easy fixes that they don't do because they're like, gotta get that game out. They're still shipping premiums when there's code on the last game that came out that's like broken. Nobody wants to buy a Stranger Things because they didn't fix the code enough. And it's a crappy layout, but you know what I mean?
I mean, you're very special, little
Holderman, yeah. Holderman would be great. I think, did he? I'm pretty sure Holderman did the egg pin artwork. I don't know if he did this one. I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah. He did some pretty cool stuff. Yeah, I don't know if you can see this.
Let's go already.
But yeah, he did for Yegpin, our local Edmonton show, which, who knows, 2022 maybe? Fucking COVID. But yeah, I feel like there's so many different ways you can go with artwork. For me, I don't know, like, look at like comic books, like, and how many artists and different art styles you have and stuff, and the fact that we've been locked in this like Zombie Yeti wormhole for so long. Like, good for him. Good for him, and like, it looks good. But I find his artwork personally is like way too fucking busy. Like, it's cool on certain games. On Ghostbusters, it looked great. You got all this stuff happening. But on a lot of games, I find Zombie Yeti's artwork's kind of cluttered. You know? It's good, but you gotta have some negative space to make the stuff that's in the positive space look good. Like, you might complain and say, like, oh, it's barren down here. There's orange and yellow gradients. Gradients? That, like, are kind of like sand or sunset, right? And that helps pop out everything. Do I think that they could have done a better job kind of unifying that stuff a little bit better? Yeah, I feel like it has that sort of feel of like, here's a bunch of stuff all over the playfield. But I also feel like I don't find any of it confusing or overbearing or too much to look at. It's straightforward, you know? Read the things that are on here. You know, look at the inserts. All the stuff that's written beside the inserts, like charge anti-gravity, light locks. I can look at that flooble crank, and say, yeah, that's what that does. And I can't say the same about every game that comes out from Stern. Or anybody, really. Nobody is beyond reproach. Regardless, I think this is a good game. I just think you have to get it dialed in. And I think that's kind of the same with most games, you know? But a lot of Stern stuff is forgiving, you know?
Good music comes from people who are relaxed. Just hit a button.
I think everybody still loves Zombie Yeti except me. I think I'm literally the only person who's sick of Zombie Yeti because I never hear that comment from other people. And when I say it, people are like, you're crazy, look how good this looks. And I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't look good anyways because Stern doesn't know how to fucking print playfields, but... I mean, maybe that's just me, but I don't really like seeing print lines on my fucking game that I spent like 10 grand on. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a 100% me opinion. But... Hey, you know what? Whoops. So you know what we haven't had in a little while? We haven't had one of these.
You're
I like
wasting
that.
my time, shitface. Mr. Meeseeks, look at me!
Look at me!
Hey, Morty, the lock is lit. Dimension isn't so bad. Go get that.
Whoop.
The plumbus is jostled, the chumbles are agitated.
Disqualified. There's one every season.
Your glass is half full, and so is your adventure
Who did the
card.
artwork for Avengers? I don't know, to be honest. I want to say it was Zombie
If you're
Yeti on
hearing
that
this,
too,
this
but
means
maybe
you've
not.
slipped into a new reality.
Let's get moving. We can do this, Morty. Don't be scared, Morty. It's gonna
Stern
be all
puts
right.
so much like crap filler in between me and the answer I'm looking for that I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have to go to like IPDB.
Come on.
It's all right, Rick. Don't worry, buddy. Jesus. IPDB doesn't have Infinity Quest on it yet. which is pretty
Come on,
it's
Morty,
pretty
launch the
sad.
ball already.
I feel like that website hasn't been updated at least since 1998, at least. Yeah, buddy.
Kill shot. Wow.
Was that the Yeezus Award? I love that shit.
Immortality field sure is nice.
I'll say this. I like Infinity Quest more than Ninja Turtles in terms of look and what I've seen and sound and all that shit. I still don't know that it's one I'd own. However, I did enter the Project Pinball raffle for it, for a premium.
That's the smell of adventure, Morty.
So, if I win one, I'd be happy about it. I think it's a cool looking game.
Welcome to Anatomy Park. Really should check out Pirates of the Pancreas. Let's try to get it turned on. Rubber baby bunkers. God damn, Morty.
Oh,
Death fuckers. Yeah.
all right.
Run more multi-ball time, motherfucker.
Anatomy Park multi-ball. See if I can get anything with this.
Alright. I'm legit scared of Pirates, Morty.
All right. Ball save is up. Is it gonna give me the other one back? No, just one. Shit. Whoa. So spicy.
Look for purple lights, Morty. Shoot for those.
Hey, Mr. Meeseeks,
Ah.
look at me.
Jeez.
I could have gone for the Flubel crank there.
Two more shots in the scoop.
Which would have given me an Atta-ball. Oh my god. It's so hard. It's so hard.
Nobody got Cronenberg.
You want a
today.
Meeseeks plush? Yeah, I'd like a Meeseeks plush.
We got this fellow, Morty. 3 adventures.
If my dog
remaining.
was still alive, he'd like a Meeseeks plush too. We're gonna get another dog in the spring. Let's pour one out for my homie with a little doggo rain.
And away we
Rest
go.
in peace, Orson. Okay, so
Way to get all your shit together on that skill shot.
Lock and lit, Morty. Get the ball to the car.
Oh, Mr. Meeseeks, look at me. Ooh, nice.
Charged up, it can jump to another dimension.
damn. Worth it. Worth it. Fucking worth it. Almost 5 complete rips. Oh. Oh. People who tell me that shot
me what you
sucks
got.
have not dialed in their game. Straight up. Straight the fuck up. Grad shot's still hard, but
Don't get too big
I
for your
think that's
loafers,
just
Buster Brown.
it's right at the tip of the flipper, and that's
Hands in the air.
What the hell, man?
That's what makes it rough.
You guys doing a little chemistry homework with Grandpa?
Is this what I think it is?
Bootleg portal fluid.
okay. So I don't know from what I've discovered from playing over
So
the
that was
past
a game of pinball.
little
Yep.
bit.
About what I expected.
Yep. So that's what I'm talking about. Nice little fresh call-outs. They add to it. They make it better. So what I've discovered is once you get into adventures, I don't know if each subsequent adventure requires more ramp shots to light your adventure. yeah. Zombie Yeti is overrated. Straight up. Now, I don't think Zombie Yeti's overrated. I think Zombie Yeti is overused. I think Zombie Yeti is completely adequate and does a good job and is a skilled artist who makes great work. But I think you don't need to put him on every flagship game. I think there's a million artists out there, and I think that, oh my god, Black Knight absolutely does need a third upper playfield. My guy, you know me so well. Black Knight with a third upper playfield would be, oh my god, it would be so fucking good. That fight up the castle, going up floor by floor, kicking ass, fight your way to the top. Ugh, so many missed opportunities. I love Black Knight Sword of Rage, but my god, they could have made it a fucking masterpiece, and they could have made it different than other upper playfield games. And like, you think like Black Knight 2K, it's got an upper playfield. Black Knight has an upper playfield. Black Knight 3K, 3 playfields. Seems self-explanatory to me. But yeah, so I don't know with like lighting modes, like if each subsequent mode requires more shots to get into it, or if it's consistent. I've had a hard time reading some of that stuff because like there isn't an on-screen thing saying like 3 more shots to light mode or whatever. I feel like that would be a great addition to this game. And I think it's something that could happen because Eric is really great with the code and updates and stuff. So we did get that awesome inner loop to garage shot, which is super great. DOS Reboot, thank you for the follow. Let's get a... Thank you, buddy. Do it. Oh. That Magna save, man. If they put that on Black Knight, that would have been great too. Get in there.
Magazines are just a garage away.
So this mode, you stay in this mode. Oh god. You stay in this mode until you've killed the amount of parasites required. What I'd really like to get is a super spinner unlocked from a mystery award. Ooh.
Focus on the purple shots, come on!
No jumping in the sewer. Boom, motherfucker, yeah!
Use extreme caution. Plumbus is very sensitive.
Don't do that.
Okay, only left shot now, and also the Beth and Summer shots. I haven't checked if I can make those very easily from this flipper.
You gotta kill the parasites.
That worked. As did that. 4 more.
You gotta kill these parasites, Morty. Keep firing.
Oh, now.
Keep it up! Not many of them left!
Oh boy.
Mystery
No, 2 more to go. Oh, I got it. Thank fuck. 2 more still? 2 more.
You gotta kill the parasites.
Whew. No! Ball spin. Ball spin. It's so sad.
I got
Chat
an
turned
inventory,
off.
5
Let me
adventures.
turn
I
that
never
on.
thought you'd make it this far.
You watched the show recently. You didn't think you'd like it as much as you do. Yeah, I feel like everybody who watches Rick and Morty feels that way. It's so good, and like as you get deeper into it, it gets better. Like a lot of shows kind of fall off, and I think it's just gotten better and better. Every season I like it more.
Lick my balls.
Lick my balls.
Mortality field.
Get in that garage though.
Here we go, we're going on an adventure! Oh, yes!
I don't know what happened there.
jostled, the chumbles are agitated.
I am pleased there is no emergency. Turn myself into a pickle, Morty! Pickle Red! There you go, Morty. Car.
Ooh, can I stack a multi-ball here? Yes, I can. Oh boy. Time to try. Yes. Yes.
Let's go. Hot damn, Morty.
Oh god. Okay. Start a multi-ball, start adventure. This is great. Go in. Yes. Fuck yeah.
Run, Morty.
I think there's gonna be some points in here.
Take advantage of these multi-balls. Get them all over your face.
I've also got some kind of a fart thing activated, which is awesome. Oh, my flipper was stuck there for a second.
Oh, jackpot. Super jackpot.
That was very fortunate.
Way to kick some ass, Morty. Like you knew what you were doing out there. Pickle Rick!
You're the best, Morty. You can do this.
Oh,
Damn, I gotta admit, I'm impressed.
that was pretty
Over
fucking
halfway
dope,
there.
though. Got pretty far into that. Good points too.
Okay, just focus. We can
Hell
do
yeah.
this.
So I like that where you progress segments through Pickle Rick, and like it's like, okay, you gotta do this section, and then where it says start adventure flashing in the scoop, you hit that, and that like takes you to the next section. Like that's the kind of progression
We gotta get out there
pinball
first.
really needs. Like that kind of stuff is rewarding, especially in a home environment where you're getting all the call outs and everything. Okay, we need to hit some ramps, get our adventures lit. Whoa now.
You know you can start an adventure anytime with ramps like the scoop.
Whew. Almost had a bad drain there.
You can do it, Morty. Come on. Working hard on this positive reinforcement crap here.
Oh my god. I cannot believe I was able to dig out of that. That is great.
Hey, Morty, let's do
Keep
something.
bricking that shot though.
Some ramps.
One ramp left.
Inventory is lit.
See, it said one ramp left, but then I hit another ramp and it didn't count it. I don't know if that was a bug or what. Regardless, my best game to date. I mean, to date it's like 16 hours, but like, still, that was pretty fucking dope. Had some stuff stacked, had like
Hey, I guess that makes you
all
a
kinds
winner.
of stuff going
At
on.
least, you know, in
Good.
pinball. Not in any other viable place in life. But here, you're pretty good.
I'm pretty
You're
good.
Play again. We get a 1 screw turn and
2
2
screw
screw
turn.
turns and
I love the match screens. Let me
well, it could
see.
have gone
I
far worse. I guess Grandpa's proud of you. Maybe.
want to see if I actually picked up the Pickle Rick high score in that.
Listen, I'm not the nicest guy in the universe. Because
The
I'm
Mortiest
smartest,
Morty.
Being nice is something stupid people do to hedge their
Dog
bets.
Morty was very notable at 9.2.
Sorry, Summer. Your opinion means very little to me.
See, I haven't done
Hey,
like,
button pusher. Nice to meet you.
yeah,
Let's play
1.5
some
million is what I got in
pinball.
that
Come
Pickle
on.
Rick, which isn't really that much. Like if you looked at how big my score was there, the Pickle Rick part of it wasn't even my score. It was, I don't know, the multi-ball maybe? 2.9 from the Groffelmite thing. So yeah, I don't know. Meeseek's Mania wasn't part of that. So maybe Growlful Battle plus Pickle Rick, they both gave me a decent amount of score. I don't know. Interesting. Okay, I will be right back. So how you all doing? How are you all doing? Yeah, I'm really thinking my flippers are more or less where they need to be. I'm still kind of 50-50. I think the upper right flipper, I'm leaving that. It's where it needed to be. So what I did with that one, from the factory, it was kicked out just a tiny bit, and what I did is just made it parallel to the plastic. Works like a dream. I hit them loops like nothing. And the garage shot is still tricky. Do I own a Judge Dredd? Do I ever? Ooh, well, you can't see it right now. Hang on. Let me give you a little law. Yeah, I have a Judge Dredd. I love my Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd. So I have a running thing. People are like, oh, like Judge Dredd's like a $3,500 game. Judge Dredd is a $35,000 game. Fuck you. You want it? You can pay me that much. Everything's for sale, but it's not for sale for cheap. I love Judge Dredd. It needs a few code updates. Yeah, I wish somebody would do some tweaks to it, because Judge Dredd's layout is like, so good. Such a great layout. For the most part, it's great. It just needs it needs like a little bit of like deeper code. The modes in it, you're kind of limited to like, you don't need to complete the modes to progress the game, and as a result, it can be somewhat easy to progress through it. Mine's not easy to progress through it because I set the slope at 7%, or 7 degrees, 7%, 7 degrees, so it's like, it's a little trickier to make some of the shots. It's a little less forgiving. I put Titan rubbers, which made it a little more forgiving on the outlane saves, but harder off of the flippers and stuff. So it's kind of interesting. Like, you can make Judge Dredd a really easy game to play, or you can make it a hard game to play that happens to have some depth, but not enough. It's what it is. A Bally Williams game, or, it's not Bally Williams, but that era of 90s DMD games is like really great games that just aren't deep enough.
Welcome aboard, fellow Morty!
Scuba Morty! Yeah, Judge Dredd's probably the only game I wouldn't ever sell. I wouldn't sell my Maiden just because I like it so much. It's a great player's game. I don't think I'd sell my TNA. I think out of everything I have, the first thing to go would probably be CSI, just, it's obvious, it's not a super keeper. Followed by, I'd be torn between Black Knight and Hobbit if I had to choose one to go, but it'd probably be Black Knight because Hobbit's in the basement and that thing weighs like 9,000 tons. So to bring it up from there would be a nightmare.
Come on!
Yeah, buddy!
I could, but you can't.
That super ultra turbo skill shot, so good. Perfect for on-site gaming, but nowadays everybody, yeah. Like, here's the thing, like, I'm in some kind of screaming mode.
The way the news goes.
Oh, this was the, oh my god, okay, so I've discovered something.
Shoot for the car!
I've discovered something. So when I completed that loop to garage shot, I don't know if it was just the garage shot or the loop that triggered it, but it said WIL-HM, Wilhelm. Common thing in movies and stuff is the Wilhelm scream, which basically when you hear in movies somebody like, ah, when they're on fire or whatever, there's a very specific one and it's called a Wilhelm scream. So I triggered that mode. Maybe that's how I triggered the fart one. I like that. I also like the sick fucking tunes in this game. Bitch! Oh my god, that spinner!
Hey there, I'm Mr. Meesey.
Normally you gotta pay extra for that kind of action. Fuck. So I will say with this game,
Halfway home.
similar to Judge Dredd in that you don't actually have to complete the mode to complete the mode. However, there's colors on the cards. Green, green, yellow, yellow. I don't know that I've ever noticed it not be green, green, yellow, yellow for those first four. But I think there is maybe something that like how good you complete something gives you a different level of stamp, which maybe gives you a different level of what you can select for your 10th adventure. I don't know. Maybe. Noob noob.
Ooh-wee, dang, I like that immortality feel. Hell yeah!
What? Oh my god! I almost hit that ramp off of the upper right flipper. I mean, I did hit it, I just didn't get up it.
Head to the garage and we'll go to another dimension. Great, now you can walk a ball. All right, head to the garage and we'll go to another dimension.
I think I want to try and get into the garage to do the portal. Fuck, just like that.
Oh man, I don't mind this dimension.
Now we're in a dimension. Oh my god, I got a multi-ball adventure lined up here. Don't. Why do you do this to me, game? Those continue to stay there, but I think it puts me back in C-137. Yeah. Dimension visited 2, and then it says currently home in C-137 right along the top. And I think you get different scoring and stuff if you're in different dimensions.
An adventure is ready. Shoot the scoop.
Fuck yeah. Look who's purging now, plus a multi-ball.
Link is here.
Crank up the multi-ball, you flip-flop. Yeah, I said it.
Use extreme caution. The plumbus is very sensitive.
That plumbus will seal your fate.
Oh my god, Lazarus. I had all 3 balls in the scoop at the same time. That should be an award. That should be a ball fondler's award. Oh my god. That multi-ball did not help me.
Got this, Morty, you little piece of shit. What's the matter with you?
Having some problems here.
If the plumbus is jostled too much, the game will tilt.
Playing with fire, Morty. Three adventures to go? Damn. Now I'm actually impressed.
Meeseeks don't usually have to exist this long.
The plumbus is dangerously close to detecting a tilt now.
What are you doing? Stop.
Blips has detected a tilt.
Well, you got us kicked out of Blips and Chits. Nice going, Morty. Fire!
Shit.
Hold on, Morty. Pull up, pull up. Hey, hey, don't feel so bad. I was just at a dimension where people who weren't so great at pinball were actually considered royalty. So,
Okay. So I'm not sure. I'd like to give myself little mini challenges to try and complete, like while I'm working through a bigger ball or whatever. But I'm not really sure what small challenges I want to do on this. So like one of my favorite things is like wide games. Not wide as in wide body, like wide as in like there's diverse things that you can work on. So like Maiden is one of my favorite games for that reason, is I can work on building up just ramps or spinners for super stuff for my power pyramid. And along with that, I have multi-balls, I have Mummy multi-ball, I have Pharaoh's Treasures, I have modes, obviously. Like there's a lot of different places I can work on things. This game I think is a little bit more linear. It's like a lot of directions it can go, but like you kind of always sort of start in the same places. And I don't really know what I want to like work on getting better at. Like maybe hitting the garage from the upper right flipper. What are my thoughts on Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper machines? Rob Zombie has some of the nicest artwork on the exterior of the pinball machine. The back glass I feel is a little bit too dark, not contrasty enough. But the cabinet itself, especially in butter, is fucking unbelievably beautiful. The game inside is dog shit. I really don't like it. And I like Rob Zombie. I find that game feels like a very early spooky game where things are very barren at the back, not a lot to do. The rules aren't deep enough. Like it's not a good game. Alice Cooper is a much better game. It's got good animations. It's got good sounds. The sculpts in it are the nicest sculpts that have been in pinball since the 90s. I think the whole like Nightmare Castle element of it looks great. It reminds me of Castle Grayskull toys from He-Man from the 80s. And I think it looks great. I think the shot layout on it needs a little bit of work. I don't think it was perfect. I don't think it was ready to be put out. I just think some of the shots are not really that satisfying. Too much clunking around on that game, not enough like satisfying direct shots. I would say the rules are not deep enough on it, and the rules themselves are kind of dull. Is there no pop bumpers on Alice Cooper? I actually don't. I'm trying to remember. If there is any, they'd be like maybe up top or maybe underneath. No. Yeah, I don't think there is pop bumpers. So, yeah. I don't know. I debated buying an Alice Cooper, and I'm not even that big of an Alice Cooper fan. Like, I like Alice Cooper, but I'm not like, woo! And I'm glad I didn't, because when I played one, I was like, yeah, it's not quite what I want. It's a fun location game. It's like if you've got a quiet afternoon at a pinball arcade, that's a great game to play. I wouldn't want one for home use just because I don't think the game is strong enough. But Same could be said about Black Knight. Like, a lot of people don't really like Black Knight. They find it too shallow, blah, blah, blah. And I think it's a great game. So, it's personal preference. I'd say if you can try one, try every game. You know, get out there, play it, spend some time on it, especially in a quiet environment or an environment where you can hear callouts and stuff. Some games I don't like on location because I can't hear the callouts, and the callouts are so crucial to me and how I play it.
Lots to do, Morty. Buckle up.
I'd like to finish this one. Pirates of the Pancreas, I've never been able to get everything spelled out.
P. That entire river is made of P. Come on, you gotta focus on them purple shots. Nice and easy. Alright, love this ride, Morty. It's taking forever. Right, more stuff should be flashing now. R, baby. Bubba lubba dub dub. Hey, really great ride is almost open.
Okay, job well done. Now let's get to the car.
Damn. No. Shoot the scoop to destroy the park. I was right there. Oh my god. Ugh.
Glass is half full, and so is your adventure card.
See, I feel like
If you're hearing this, this means you've slipped into
I feel like
a
sometimes on a game, that's why I like callouts that really tie into the game. Right there, I could have used to shoot the scoop to destroy him or whatever, you know?
I have faith in you.
Hey there, I'm Mr. Meesey.
Nice! Yeah!
Ball fondled.
Shoot the ramps, Morty, any of them.
Damn.
Whoa, my lord, who are you?
Nice.
Big double super skill shot. Who are you? Where did you come from?
Yeah, this one. This is it.
Mr. Meeseeks, look at me.
Really? Oh man. That one hurt. That one hurts.
Hands in the air.
I do feel like I'm consistently getting through the modes a bit better.
It's your adventure, you know, make it your own.
Ooh, hard hat, Morty. Ah, shit.
Mortality field saved you, so get your shit together.
We're charged up and can jump to another dimension.
Ah, I love me some Roy.
Is up to you. Live well.
All right. So, green shots are good life choices.
You'll be alright. The immortality field saved you.
Roy's indecisiveness was astounding.
Yeah, mystery is lit.
Mr. Meeseeks, look at me.
Wow.
Roy
I love Roy, and every time I get it.
Run over by the Rickmobile.
But
What the hell? We're halfway home. 5 down.
sometimes those shots are so hard to make. My mustache is curling into my nose. It's always a fun beard thing.
Yeah, that's a skill shot.
That's a pretty great mystery award, huh?
Okay, adding a Meeseeks.
Mr. Meeseeks, look at me!
It looks like it lit this Meeseeks Mega Seeds up there. Oh. Maybe not.
Nice, we've got the juice to jump the dimension.
Mr. Meeseeks, look at me.
Your failures are your own, old man!
So I think that's this switch here gives you more Meeseeks. But what do more Meeseeks do? I don't really know. I don't know. Ooh.
Right in the noob. Skill shot done.
What would you do without that immortality field? Hey there, I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
Yeah, mystery is lit.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Let's just try hitting the Meeseeks thing and just... Let's just drain the ball.
Pretty safe.
Oh,
We got
God.
one screw turn.
Welcome aboard,
Okay,
fellow
Meeseeks.
Morty.
That's my mini goal right now. Just shoot a shit ton of Meeseeks and see what happens.
Skill shot, bro. You've got to be alright. The immortality field saved you.
Grandpa's counting on you, Morty. Don't fuck it up.
That's a first right
Mega
there.
Seeds get bonus. Get some, motherfuckers.
Launch the ball. Let's get started.
I do think the post-transferring from the right flipper, something needs to be adjusted.
What would you do without that immortality field?
Morty, the portal's open. Let's go.
So I'm not sure why it didn't take me into the portal there.
Oh shit, mystery is lit.
Hey there, I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
Lion Man! Or whatever. I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me!
So let's see, does it show me some kind of value? 5,900. Maybe each Meeseeks increases the value of Mega Seeds? Shoot the Meeseeks target to put a Meeseeks multiplier on a shot.
Magazines are just
Better
a
move
garage away.
quickly. Collect enough of them to start Meeseeks Mania multi-ball. So I think... Okay. When I hit that shot, it's gonna give me a Meeseeks shot, which would be one of those that it lights up. Let's try that.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
So it lit the right orbit for me.
Oh, I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me. Hey there, I'm Mr. Meeseeks. All done.
Dimension isn't so bad. Go get those Mega Seeds. See those orange lights? Those are Mega Seeds. We need those.
trying to hit that Meeseeks in the left part of the horseshoe, but I cannot get it for the life of me. So let's try that. Okay. I don't know if that actually awarded him. I think it did because the light went out. So now I have a Meeseeks target on the left ramp. Ah, shit.
Disqualified. There's one every season.
4 more to go. Nice to know you're taking this seriously.
So the value of my seeds were definitely up. That's from picking up mega seeds. So I don't know if the actual... I don't know if Meeseeks increases value for mega seeds or anything at all. I think just collecting them. Pick up mega seeds to earn a bonus. But what actually increases the mega seed value is what I'm curious on. Time to hit the rule sheet. Mega seeds, mega seeds. So hitting the Meeseeks applies enhanced scoring to whatever shot. Come on, where are you at? Let's tell me all about the modes, blah, blah, blah. So there are dimensions that add positive score modifiers on shot, and there's dimensions that modify mechanical behavior or reduce points on shots. So there's positive and negative dimensions. I don't know how you can tell which one you're in. So I guess that's something to look for. You have a limited charge on the playfield for the portal gun, and when the portal gun loses charge, it returns you back to C-137. Oh wow, there's like a lot of different dimensions here. Okay, yeah, so like, for example, I had the Wilhelm one, which is all targets slash slings play the Wilhelm scream. Pretty interesting. Yeah, there's a bunch of, here we go. Okay, mega seeds can only be collected in alternate dimensions and will light up with orange inserts at random shots, yada yada yada. Change dimension via the garage for 5 lit mega seeds. The right orbit only lights 3. So if I end up in the garage to change dimension from the right orbit, which is a lot easier to hit, I only get 3 mega seeds to potentially collect. If I hit it from the left, I get 5 to potentially collect. Each mega seed adds 5% to the end of ball bonus. And it's determined by what you scored during the course of your ball. For example, collecting 10 seeds on ball 1 and clearing several modes will result in a huge bonus, while draining immediately on ball 2 with those 10 seeds will result in almost no bonus. Yeah, it's a percentage bonus, that's fine. Meeseeks multipliers. Okay, you can only have 3 Meeseeks on the playfield at any given time. Each one will multiply all Meeseek shots from 2 times to 3 times to 4 times. So I guess for each one you have lit, so you effectively want to light 3 of them before collecting any of them so that you can get 4 times. So like you hit 1, it puts it up there. That shot's then worth 2 times. If you hit it twice and there's 2 up, then that's worth, each of those shots is then worth 3 times. If you hit it 3 times and there's 3 Meeseeks up, then each of them is worth 4 times, which is pretty good. Should have read a little further. The shot is only multiplied once when you shoot the lit blue Meeseeks, and the other shots remain lit while the multiplier decreases. So I guess it doesn't really matter. It's like however many you have up there is going to determine what your multiplier is. That's kind of a stupid feature in my opinion. It should just be however many you put up. If you wait too long, the Meeseeks on the screen will change to appear in pretty bad shape, and the blue light will change to purple. This will now divide the shot instead in the same manner. Oh, that's nasty. So if you hit the Meeseeks shot, but don't actually collect the Meeseeks, then it becomes a divider. So like, divide by 4 if you have 3 of them up and you don't do anything with them. That's pretty spicy. Each Meeseeks is on an individual timer. Okay, Meeseeks Mania is a 2-ball multi-ball. Meeseeks appear on every shot. Blah, blah, blah. Hitting the Meeseeks box during Mania will add 1, 2, or 3 Meeseeks at random, as well as reset any bad Meeseeks that exist. If you go for a period of time with no Meeseeks, bad Meeseeks will start to be added in open spots until you hit the Meeseeks box target. After you drain down to 1 ball, Jerry will light for a hurry up bonus based on the total you earned during Mania. If you hit Beth or Summer, the hurry up ends immediately. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so I think I've got a better grasp on Meeseeks and seeds. Let's get back into it.
All right, let's do this.
I'd like to try and get Meeseeks Mania. I don't know if I'm going to get it before I stop streaming today, but... Shit. 3 times shot multiplier would have been nice.
Hit the sack.
Focus on the purple shots, come on!
Keep firing.
Focus on the purple shots, focus!
Okay, so I have a Meeseeks up on the upper left.
Killing
There.
is everywhere. Nice shooting, Morty.
Oh, Mr. Meeseeks, look
Now
at
1 on each side of the horseshoe now.
Killing things everywhere. Nice shooting, Morty.
There's still 1 on the right side that I will need to get.
You're all cranked up,
Shit.
get to the ship, let's go!
Looks like I have 1 on either side now. Oh,
Gotta kill these
crap.
parasites, Morty.
Yeah, so those added up to like a decent amount of points, like 1.8 million.
Congratulations, Morty.
And I
You're
didn't,
halfway to being respected.
you know, I killed a bunch of parasites and stuff, but like, I think it was predominantly from hitting those Meeseeks multiplied shots that it really helped me. I also wonder if it multiplied how much.
All right!
I wonder if it multiplied how many parasites
Sure is nice!
the shot was worth. Meaning, I had to kill X amount of parasites.
The biggest mystery is if Rick
Nice.
can do his day without being an asshole!
I had a certain amount of parasites I needed to kill. I wonder if the Meeseeks multiplied shots make more of those. Oh shit! Make more of those parasites get killed. Sorry, it's caught up in like a thought train there.
Noob, right there. He gets me.
You're the best, Morty. You can do this.
Shit, that is tough. Those Meeseeks shots, like I don't know how many shots it takes to get to Meeseeks Mania,
Bootleg one fucking Morty. All right, good start.
but it seems like it's a pretty decent amount. Whoops.
Panic, the immortality field was on.
Mega Seeds are just a garage away. I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Yeah, immortality field. I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Oh my god.
Shoot for the car.
Okay. That's one Meeseeks and a lock.
You gotta kill the parasites.
Ah. Come on.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Jostling the plumbus is not advised.
I am pleased there is no emergency.
I gotta admit, Morty, 5 adventures. I never thought you'd make it this far. Uh-oh, might be in a new reality. Go get your teeth checked.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
Ooh,
Look at
super
me.
spinner.
Yeah, mystery is lit.
Do you really love us? That's the real mystery. Look for the orange light behind the Mega Seeds. Hey, mystery is lit now. That's cool. Oh, I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Oh man.
Extreme caution. This is
It's having such a hard time just regaining control there.
Time to roll, motherfucker.
Ooh-wee, the immortality feels good.
Nice, we've got the juice to jump to dimensions.
Hey there, I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Ooh-wee, that's a pretty good award right there.
Roy's fate is in your hands. What path will you choose? Whoa! Roy used his...
Death fuckers. Yeah!
Roy? Are you there, Roy? Do something!
Oh no.
Come on, Roy. Make a decision.
It didn't count either of those shots.
Roy was very active in school. He joined the football team and student council. Roy was impaled on a spiked fence trying to sneak into a concert.
What the hell? What?
Shit.
Another stamp on the card.
I don't know why, but it wasn't detecting that left ramp
We
shot.
got 1 screw turn, and 2 screw turns, and... And now we fight against gravity.
Poor Roy. My girlfriend had a really great game on Roy as she's got the current like Roy high score, and she's like, Roy's life was perfect.
Now get some, Morty. Lock is lit, Morty. Get the ball to the car.
No! Oh,
You can do it, Morty. Come on. Working hard
so
on
much
this positive
bricking there.
reinforcement crap here.
See, that's why it's super important in this game to like
Here we go.
try to regain control.
Booyah!
It's really hard to hit those shots on the fly. Oh, more Roy.
In this game of life, the shots you make decide Roy's fate. The narrator got very bored as Roy failed to do anything useful. Roy wasted this narrator's time instead of making progress. Roy spent a bunch of time missing shots.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!
Here you go, Morty. To the car.
I really wish I could figure out why the left ramp isn't working. I'm gonna have to take a look.
Roy
There's a
starved, lost in the sewer, looking for turtles that knew martial arts.
What the hell? The glass is half full!
there's just an opto at the back of the game. It's pretty easy to access. I'm gonna have to check that out and see what's going on there. Make sure that it's actually active and isn't failed or something. But it was working earlier, so I don't know. Maybe I should like restart the game. Maybe it's a bug.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks!
Oh yeah, there's a whole ton of callouts that got added after launch. And I think there's some more coming too. Like, it's crazy. Come on. Get in there. Get in there.
Head to the garage and we'll go to another dimension!
Dude, I'm trying. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, I'm gonna quickly restart it. Punish that train first. I apologize if it makes some noise. I have heard of some people saying like they had things freezing up and blah 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 and yada 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 and all that jazz. So maybe a little restart might fix that ramp issue. Though I have to say, like, what I've been streaming for like 3 hours, and like in 3 hours, no real issues aside from, you know, mechanical ones that I had to tweak. And then at the very end, this opto not registering. And who knows? I mean, that opto might not have registered for a lot of reasons. It could physically be like loose back there, like it just rattled loose. This thing does vibrate quite a bit, so let us try and get that ramp now.
It's time to get riggedy rags for science.
Like I think that's registering, but maybe not.
Grandpa's counting on you, Morty.
It's registering the lower one for sure.
He hit it, Morty. Jerry, what the? Oh shit.
Yeah, it's still not
Back to the
registering.
garage and we'll go to another dimension.
I'm gonna think it physically vibrated out. Let's just slide it out. Have a quick look. Have a little gander.
Oh, I'm Mr. Mystics. Look at me. Oh, wait, that immortality field sure is nice.
Fire!
Pull up, boy, pull up, pull up.
That was fucking awful.
So, it might help if this was plugged in. This vibrated out of somewhere. I honestly don't know where. Can anybody look up some schematics for this? I'm gonna assume it vibrated out of the back box. Would it be back box? Maybe? Oh my god. Here I was thinking it might have like vibrated the actual like opto itself off, and it vibrated itself unplugged. So let's try and figure out where that plugs in. Unless somebody knows. I'm gonna just look for open slots that are the same pin out and then try to double check it somewhere. So we have a 4-pin connector. And I don't see any places where a 4-pin connector would connect there. So I'm going to say it is not in the back box, and it is down below, and it's going to be into some sort of a node board type of dealie. So we'll kick out some balls and we'll flip it up. Kick out some balls, flip it up, and see where that plugs in. Ain't that fun? I shouldn't be surprised that it vibrated a connector loose. Just given how like between the bass and the shaker, how violent this game is. I really wish it had a ported bass box for the cabinet speaker, the way that TNA does, because TNA sounds so good, and this, like, the bass vibrates the entire cabinet, like it shakes the glass. It's absurd. All balls are out except for the ball in the secondary trough, which you don't need to take out, I've discovered. Oh my god. Ah. Just a tight squeeze. Okay, let me grab a thing. This thing, me lightsaber. Let's see. Yay. Okay, so what I'm looking for is 4 pins. A 4-pin connector. A 4-pin connector. And it can't be that far up because the cable only goes this high. My God. I've never encountered a game where a connector shook loose. That is something else. I mean, it's got to be on one of these little node boards here. You would think, but I don't see. Like here, this is an opto controller board, but none of their pinouts are the same. Down here, this is labeled as, is it labeled? I don't know if it's labeled. Multimorphic, yada, yada, yada. It's just a pinout for, well, this one is feeding to this opto board up here. The only connector I can see is like a, I don't know, it's like a 14 pin connector. Small pins though, nothing big. Huh. Baffling. Try tracing from what item wasn't registering. Yeah, I did. So that's what we've got here. So this connector is connected to the opto on the back of the... So basically the left ramp goes up, it goes behind the back box, and then comes back out. And there's an opto at the bottom and an opto at the top in the back. And the opto in the top in the back feeds to this, which was just hanging in there. It was connected earlier, so it shook itself loose. I don't know where it connects. Like there has to be something I'm not seeing here. There's another 14 pin that's open up there. Like all of these other, like, okay, so like these, Opto 7. I'm gonna say Opto 7 is probably what we want. I don't know. Yes, here we go. Opto board Morty. Wow. That is so fucking cool. I don't know if you can see this. Let me try and get this camera in a little bit tighter. Can you see it? Hang on. Hold up. Because this is so great. You gotta see it. You gotta see it, I'm telling you. It's beautiful. My God. Why is nothing easy? Let me take this and fold in the legs so I can manipulate it. And let's have a look at that. So now this might be a little bit tough to see, but it's an opto board chart that it tells you which opto and what it is. I don't know if I'm even looking at it right now. There it is. Okay. So, hooray for whoever at Spooky had the foresight to stop for just a minute and say, what if we make a little chart on here that says exactly what our optos are for? What if we did that? And they did it. The absolute fucking madmen. And it was great. Now I am curious why this one has a white connector while the other ones are all red. Did they run out of parts? Anyways, so we're good. That's it. 100%. Opto 7, left ramp make. So there's also, where would it be? It would be off of the ramp, so it's going to be feeding up to here. It's going to be like 2 or 3 maybe. Ship FL1, ship BL2, ship gate, ship, garage, subway. I could have sworn, maybe it's off of a different board, but there's another opto in that ramp because it was triggering some sounds. Yep. It was triggering some sounds when it came up. Yeah, right here. So we got one set of optos right here. Interesting. I don't know where that one feeds to because it doesn't correspond to any of those. However, good job, Spooky. You totally nailed that specific tiny nuisance that I have where a game company decides, let's make everything go off of node boards and separate boards and blah, 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 but then not tell you what any of that stuff does so that you have to refer to a manual to figure out which specific connector corresponds with which. It's really stupid. It's easy to put a sticker on the game, and while it may not last forever and it may not be the best solution, it is a solution, and I'd rather see a solution that's functional and maybe not the best than no solution at all. So, kudos. Oh, that's fucking garbage. I really don't like the factory. I got them, but I really don't like the factory art blades for this game. I kind of find them to be a little bit dull. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know how long you've been in here, Wild Dog, but I just picked, this just got delivered yesterday, so I just set it up yesterday, and I will highly, highly, highly recommend you spend some time doing flipper tweaking. It's incredibly critical, especially for like the upper right flipper, to have that so that you can consistently make loops. The garage shot, I think, even on a poorly set up upper flipper, you'll be able to hit it. Maybe not every time, but it's in the same spot right at the end of the flipper. The lower flippers are like incredibly, like it's like Houdini. Like if you've ever played Houdini, like the shots are so tight that if the flipper is not perfect, like millimeter perfect, a lot of the shots just feel like bricky, clunky shots. But once it's like dialed in, oh my god, it feels so good. And also, like, some of those shots are so critical on this game. Early January, what number are you? This is 273, and it just got delivered. Oops.
You can't leave us here! You're killing us! You hear me? Come back!
So it seems like the Mr. Meeseeks shot, if you don't have one up, it always picks the left horseshoe. Ooh, no. 423. Yeah, you get a little bit of a wait. They are speeding up quite a bit though.
So is your adventure card.
I mean, here's the thing, with waiting, you get some fixes and stuff that the early games didn't get. Mine was like just on the cusp of like some of those issues, and they're like fixed. So like I don't have to mess with my rails and stuff. Like everything's working so good. Like right out of the box, it's working good, which is like hearing some of the early run horror stories on any game is like, I really hope my game doesn't have all that shit. And I had planned to spend like 10 hours trying to fix things, and pretty much everything's just like working. Like they have the lowered scoop, the rails going through the orbits are better. Like they're smooth, it doesn't clatter around in there. Oh. I will say, even with things being set up pretty good, that shot and the garage shot off the right flipper are both really difficult to make. And I think that's fair.
Purple shots, focus.
So this is This is the Wilhelm scream dimension, where every shot plays a Wilhelm scream. However, that's not a real Wilhelm scream, so I guess Wilhelm screams must be like trademarked.
It's go time! Way to get all your shit together on that skill shot! Scores increased.
3 times ramp scoring. Ooh la la. No! Wild Dog, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I mean like there's I assume you've like seen the pin side thread and all the fixes and stuff people have talked about, bending the outer rails and things like that. I think all of that stuff is being fixed from the factory now. There were early run problems. The one thing that is still apparent and is still a problem is there's no box for the cabinet speaker,
I will make efforts to
and
prevent
as a
this,
result
but
it
can
shakes
promise nothing.
everything in the game. I'm gonna have to, I don't know, I'm debating building, like this game I can already tell for me is a keeper, so I'm probably gonna build like a ported subwoofer box similar to what's on TNA and just make the holes and do what I need to do to make it work, because I feel like there's the room in the game to do it, like in the cabinet, and like TNA sounds so much better than this for that one simple reason, that it doesn't vibrate everything with bass. And you can turn down the bass, but like I shouldn't have to.
This is gonna be a great time. I mean, you'll see.
It's the one really big oversight on this game that I hadn't heard a whole lot about until recently. And yeah, the anti-rattle tape will definitely like be the like quick fix. Oh, I was really hoping I could get the 3 times. I'm just, like I said, like, it's rattling everything in the game, and it's honestly, I don't think it's the shaker. I think it's literally just the bass that rattled off my connector for my left ramp. At least now I know where it is, so that's cool. Ooh, no. Your TNA had glass rattle. That's interesting, because mine was, like, totally fine. Did you have, like, an early run TNA? Because mine was, like, pretty late in the run. Oh, so close.
Mr. Meeseeks, look at me! Oh, Mr. Meeseeks, look at me!
Lock is lit. So am I.
Hey there, I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
Hell yeah!
Show game, interesting. So I wonder if that's like a pre-production or something. Yeah.
We're charged up and can jump to another dimension.
Yeah, my Hobbit was a, I don't know if I would say it's pre-production, but it was very, very early in the run.
Head to the garage and we'll go to another dimension. You got this far.
It definitely made the circuit going to a bunch of shows. Alright, let's get that multi-ball going. I really need to hit... Oh, come on. Give me that ball save. I really need to hit this Meeseek shot in the right orbit.
Seal your fate.
But I think my easiest way to do that is to get a multi-ball going. Let's try that. If I can ever hit the scoop. It's literally the centermost shot in the game.
The game will tilt.
Guy we bought it from said the friend bought it. Yeah. Yeah. So mine was my Hobbit, which it had made circuit rounds and stuff. It was basically like a pre-production / early production that went to distributors and made the rounds of shows, and then eventually got sold at one of the shows when it was like the last show of the season. And I think it stayed with that guy for like probably like 3 years, and then I bought it. And then I had to do the replacement wire form for it, and like all kinds of different fixes that like they did on later run games, and like it's nice to get a game early, but it's also a lot nicer to get a game that like feels like the code is done and like all those little quirks are worked out in production models. Oh, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get that 3 times. I've gotten the 2 times multiple times and it feels good, but so I need to get an adventure lit here if I can.
Morty, the portal's open. Let's go.
I'm Mr. Macy's. Look at me.
Oh!
We got 1 screw turn and 2 screw turns and
Okay, so MDF box lined
There are
with
infinite
Party
dimensions
Rock.
out there.
I assume that's
One of
like
them will do
sheetrock or like something like that. Port size in box, I think there's a calculation out there. Interesting. I mean, it's a pretty simple thing. It's literally just putting a box over top of what's there and porting it, right? Oh, tile sheetrock, okay. I wonder why tile sheetrock, just the density of it, 'cause it's super, super hard. That's interesting though, because you would think that like it being super dense, it would like cause more sound reverberation, but I guess with it being ported, that's not an issue. Like you would almost think you would want it to like be absorbent, but I guess absorbent would take it and transfer it through the box then. Yeah, I'm sure that's just a like a regional naming convention. Like in Canada, I think things are a little bit different from the US, but it's really the same product.
1 fucking Morty. All right, good start.
Oh, so close.
Oh, wait. I like that immortality feel.
Magazines are just a knowledge away.
When the plumbus is jostled, the chumbles are agitated.
Ah.
The plumbus is dangerously close to detecting a tilt now.
Jesus, Morty, was that necessary? And away we go.
Okay, sorry about that.
Charged up, it can jump to another dimension.
Yes! 3 times super skill
Yeah,
shot.
that's very good. Nicely done. I don't
Sponge.
care.
Sponge dimension.
Look for the orange lights to find the mega seeds.
I have such a hard time collecting mega seeds.
The lock is ready. Through the car. Yeah, mystery. Yeah. I'm Mr. Basic. Look
Okay,
at
that's
me.
1. 2.
See those orange lights?
3.
Mega seeds. We need those.
All done.
Jostling the plumbus is not advised.
Oh, look at those muscles you're using.
I got 3 mega seeds. I guess that's something. Oops.
I have faith in you.
Oh, I'm Mr. Macy's.
If the plumbus is jostled too much, the game
No.
will tilt.
Failures are your own, old man. And away we go.
Ah.
When the plumbus is jostled, the chumbles are agitated.
What? I wasn't
What are
new
you
to the
doing?
game.
Nice, we've got the juice to jump to dimensions.
Wonder if you just add rubber washers to the speaker if it will. Yeah, you know, I'd actually kind of thought about that too. It's probably the quicker test run, you know, just throw some rubber washers under there. Probably wouldn't even need to use washers. I could just put some old flipper rubber or something underneath it just to see, you know. I have a feeling that would at least help. I mean, it's all about stopping the transference up, like on my record player. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. So you can kind of see there. This just uses like these rubber feet that kind of come to a point. And they do a great job of like isolating vibrations. Let's see, let's try to get that locked if I can.
The plumbus is dangerously close to detecting a tilt now.
Playing with fire, Morty.
I cannot hit that thing. There we go.
Time to go. Come on.
No! Trying to stack up too many things, I got greedy. But yeah, just having something to isolate vibration going through, I think would be enough. However, you still have the problem of the cabinet not being ported, and it effectively, like, it's causing that air pressure to cause the shaking in the cabinet. So I don't know if it would really fix it. It would help. It would help. I don't know if it would, like, fix it. Your sub has sound isolation feet. Yeah, it's same thing. Like, they're just, it's all about taking it to a point so that sound waves can't go up through it.
Welcome aboard, fellow Morty.
Ah.
You got this, Morty, you little piece of shit. Here you go, Morty. To the car. I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me. Shoot for what's purple. Those are the important bits right now. Look for purple lights, Morty. Shoot for those. Morty, look for purple lights. Shoot for those. I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
The Fluba won't get any more crank than that. Let's get to the car. Yeah, I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
Oh, God.
Hey, mystery is lit now. That's cool. I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Oh, boy. I had no tilt warnings left.
4 more to go. Nice to know you're taking this seriously.
I almost feel like this left flipper has started like kicking up a little bit more. It's kind of tough to say. Luke, you ended up watching Supernatural and 2 episodes of Truth. Oh, how is Truth Seekers? I mean, it's Simon Pegg, Nick Frost. It's got to be at least mildly enjoyable. Oh, booyah!
Seems pretty safe.
It's the butt dimension. Everything's fart sounds. It's less funny and more just a good show. Cool. I can get on board with that. I could have saved that. What do I think about the game? I love it. I love it. I know you had some stronger opinions about it, Manu, but like it's great. I enjoy it. Took getting it set up, took getting the flippers a little bit more dialed in for it to like start really clicking for me. Like I enjoy the theme so much, the call outs and stuff are great. But like as a shooter, it's like, oh, it's so good once it's dialed in. Oh, you're enjoying it too? I couldn't remember if you were in the camp of not enjoying it. There's a few people who are pretty vocally not happy about it, and I think it's a blast. Uh-oh. Oh, it's super punishing. I've really found that you need to
hand it to you, Jerry. This was a solid idea.
you need to not stop and go, but like you need to have control of it. If you try to play wild, it often does not go well. Is that my lock? I think that's my lock. Let's try and get in there. Yeah, buddy. If we can get multi-ball going in here, that'll be sweet. Yeah, buddy.
Multi-ball!
If I could make any manner of shots, that would be good.
Mr. Meeseeks, look at me!
Oh my god, no.
Mr. Meeseeks, look at me!
Boy, oh boy. Boy, howdy.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks!
I think that is the most punishing thing about this game is like, oh boy. If you get a multi-ball going, it's so hard to trap up and control your multi-ball. Ah, I'm so close there.
Shoot the right orbit, now!
Oh god. Okay, here we go. No, no, oh! Woo!
No, oh! Woo!
chemistry homework with Grandpa? Is this what I think it is? Foot-like portal fluid. My God. Oh, that's good for you, huh? Balls everywhere. Just bouncing them balls off everything. You're owning them balls.
my god. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna fix itself here. I think I triggered one right when Bahi triggered one.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's totally messed up here. Basically, I triggered one while Bahi triggered one. Okay, I think that's gonna be it for now. I'll restart my stream. Just give me 1 second.